Once upon a time in a calm and peaceful forest, there lived a small rabbit. He was a very playful animal and loved nothing more than running round in the fields. One day he was hopping and skipping merrily when he heard a twig snap behind him. He turned around and saw a pair of glowing eyes staring at him in the bushes. It was a wildcat, and it was looking at him hungrily. The rabbit didn't know it at the time, but this was the same cat that had been hunting rabbits for many seasons. This cat was very cunning and never made a sound while stalking her prey. So the rabbit continued his merry skipping. But just before sunset, he decided to go home. As the sun began to set, the forest grew quiet. All the birds had flown back to their nests, and all the little forest animals were hiding in their homes. As the last rays of sunlight faded away, the rabbit sensed danger lurking nearby. Someone was watching him, hiding in the tall grass. Even though he couldn't see anyone, he could feel their gaze burning into him. Suddenly, a pair of glowing eyes appeared in front of him, and then a lean, muscular body jumped out. It was a cat, and she pounced on the rabbit. The poor rabbit had no idea what hit him. The cat was fast and strong, and she held him tight with her sharp claws. But somehow the rabbit managed to squirm free and bolt away. He ran as fast as he could, dodging between trees and leaping over logs. The cat was right behind him, her paws pounding the ground as she chased after him. The rabbit knew that he couldn't outrun the cat forever. She was too fast and too determined. So he started zigzagging between the trees, hoping to confuse her and make her lose interest in the chase. The cat, however, wasn't giving up easily. She was hungry, and she wanted to make the rabbit her dinner. So she followed him closely, her eyes never leaving him for a second. After a while, the rabbit found a small hole in the ground and wiggled his way inside. It was a narrow burrow, but it was just big enough for him to squeeze through. The cat waited patiently outside the entrance of the burrow, knowing that the rabbit wouldn't come out. She had trapped him. Finally, her hunt was over. All she had to do now was wait for the rabbit to get tired and give up. Then she would pounce and make him her dinner. The cat curled up outside the burrow and closed her eyes. She was sure that the rabbit would come out soon. She could hear him moving round inside the burrow, and she could almost taste his fear. But the rabbit didn't come out. The cat waited patiently for a few minutes, but the rabbit didn't come out. She started to get a little impatient. She wanted to eat her dinner now, and she didn't want to wait any longer. Suddenly, she heard a voice coming from inside the burrow. It was the rabbit, and he was laughing at her. "What's so funny?" the cat asked angrily. "Why haven't you come out yet?" The rabbit kept laughing. "Because I don't want to be your dinner," he said. "You're too slow for me. I'm too quick. You can't catch me." The cat got angry and pounced on the burrow, but it was too late. The rabbit had already escaped. He had used a secret exit that only he knew about. The rabbit had dug a second hole in the side of the burrow, and it led him behind the cat. She had been waiting outside the front entrance the whole time, and she hadn't even noticed that he had escaped. When she finally realized what had happened, she was furious. She turned around and glared at the hole in the ground, but the rabbit was long gone. The cat was angry and embarrassed. She had been outsmarted by a rabbit, and she didn't know what to do. She wanted to catch the rabbit and make him her dinner, but she couldn't figure out how. The rabbit, meanwhile, was far away laughing at the cat. He knew that he was too quick for her, and he also knew that he was smarter. He had tricked her, and he had won. The rabbit hopped and skipped happily through the forest. He was free, and he was also very proud of himself. He had outsmarted a wildcat and lived to tell the tale. The cat, on the other hand, was not so happy. She had lost her dinner, and she had lost face in front of all the other forest animals. She was too proud to admit that she had been beaten by a rabbit, so she pretended that she didn't care. She walked away from the burrow and went back to her den, where she sulked for the rest of the day. As the days passed, the rabbit continued to tease the cat. He would hop and skip near her den, just out of her sight, and he would laugh and make fun of her. The cat was too proud to admit that she had been beaten by a rabbit, so she pretended that she didn't care. She would glare at the rabbit whenever she saw him, but she never tried to catch him again. She knew that he was too quick for her, and she didn't want to be made fun of again. One day, the rabbit was hopping and skipping near the cat's den when he saw something strange. The cat was sitting outside her den with a group of other cats. They were all staring at him, and they all had hungry looks on their faces. The rabbit knew that he was in trouble. The cat had probably gathered all her friends to help her catch him. He started to run, but it was too late. The cats were too quick for him. They surrounded him and started to attack. The rabbit fought back, but he was outnumbered. Just when he thought he was going to be captured, a loud noise came from behind the cats. They all turned around and saw a large dog running towards them. The dog was barking furiously, and it was heading straight for the cats. The cats were scared of dogs, and they all scattered in different directions. The rabbit took this chance to run away. He hopped and skipped as fast as he could, and he soon disappeared from sight. The dog had chased the cats away, but it didn't stop there. It had seen the rabbit, and now it wanted to catch him. The rabbit ran as fast as he could, but the dog was gaining on him. He could hear the dog's heavy paws pounding the ground behind him, and he could feel its hot breath on his neck. The rabbit knew that he had to do something to escape, so he did the one thing he could think of. He stopped running and turned round to face the dog. "What's your name?" he asked the dog. The dog was taken aback by the rabbit's calmness. It had expected the rabbit to be scared or to try to run away, but he was neither. "My name is Fang," the dog said cautiously. "Why did you stop running?" The rabbit smiled. "Because I'm not afraid of you," he said. "You're too slow for me. I'm too quick. You can't catch me." The dog was even more surprised by the rabbit's confidence. It had never met a rabbit who wasn't afraid of it, and it wasn't sure how to react. "I don't want to hurt you," the dog said. "Can we be friends instead?" The rabbit laughed. "Sure," he said. "We can be friends." And that's exactly what they did. The dog and the rabbit became best friends, and they played together every day. The dog never tried to eat the rabbit, and the rabbit never teased the dog. They were the unlikeliest of friends, but they proved that it's possible to be friends with anyone, no matter how different you are.